What's going on, guys? Failed to listen. Welcome back to more of Failed Thoughts. And in this video, I thought we would talk about a little bit of Fallout. Just a little bit of Fallout. I know some of you might be saying, man, Fallout 4 just came out like not even a year ago yet. And we're already talking about more Fallout. The last piece of DLC is about to come out. Maybe it's already out, the Nuka World stuff. I'm not really sure. Come on, isn't everyone just a little bit burned out on Fallout? Well, I for one am not completely. I do think Fallout 4 is a very good game, but in many ways it disappointed me, and I think it has less to do with the fact that Obsidian didn't develop the game, and just more so that Bethesda had a completely different vision for the game than maybe what fans wanted for the game. And I think for what the fans wanted for Fallout and again, what Bethesda wanted for Fallout were two completely different things entirely. But with that being said, I figured I would bring it to your attention, especially if you're a Fallout fan, or maybe you're just an Obsidian fan all around. Josh Sawyer, right, who was the project director and lead designer of Fallout New Vegas, as well as something that was very praised like Pillars of Eternity. He was in an interview over on the Quest Gaming Network channel. I'll try and remember to leave a link in the description so you guys can go and check that out. And this guy said some very interesting, very questionable things. I would love to talk to Josh and just probably do a lot of ass kissing in terms of, just the praise and the love that I have for Fallout New Vegas, and just congratulate him on what I feel is a masterpiece of what they set out to accomplish with something like Fallout New Vegas. But he's on this channel in this interview, and it's really good. And he says things like, they're asking fan questions at one point, and someone says, would you and Obsidian ever like to do another Fallout game? And he says something like, yeah, I think we've said many times that we would love to get together with Bethesda and, do another Fallout game. And we always talked about doing a Fallout game in New Orleans. Now, what's interesting is, like, earlier in the week or earlier last week, there was a leak for Fallout New Orleans somewhere. I think it was Germany in some store page or something. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that. I can't really remember. But there was a leak, right? And then it just makes sense that he would have this being said in this interview. We always wanted to do a game in New Orleans. And he also said before that something also even just as interesting, if not more so, that would tie in with that. He says that yes, outside of Tyranny, we have another project that we're working on called Project Louisiana. I mean, you tell me, right? People have been begging for another Obsidian Fallout game. He says that they've always wanted to do a game like Fallout in New Orleans, right? I think it only makes sense. And that they're working on something he can't talk about called Project Louisiana. I mean, it just adds up. Now, it could just be that this is all coincidence. The fake logo or whatever it was that appeared somewhere in Germany. Again, not exactly sure about where that appeared or how. And then him saying that they have Project Louisiana and that they always wanted to do a game in New Orleans or whatever. Some of it it's too damaging. Like, I don't know how much you can actually damage control what's being said there, but I don't know. Maybe I just want there to be another Fallout game really soon. I know it's probably not going to be coming this year. I think next year is pretty likely. And if not next year, I would say sometime between early spring and early summer of 2018 at the latest, if Obsidian is making another Fallout spin-off type of game. And then, of course, you'd have Bethesda come and do, Fallout 5 in, 2020, 2021, something like that if I had to guess, because they're definitely working on Elder Scrolls and they want Fallout to stay in the minds of many people. Fallout Shelter did really well. I think they want people to continue to play that as much as possible. They want people to continue to buy, play, and talk about Fallout 4 as well as the older Fallout games, but obviously they're a little bit less relevant now, especially to all of the new gamers that we have. There are so many gamers now, more than ever before. So they want that game to stay relevant in the minds of of not just us, the Fallout fans, but, you know, everyone, even if maybe you're not a big Fallout fan and Fallout 4 was maybe your first game or something. So the big deal with this is that for many of us, right, I think for many of us, it comes down to 3 different games. I think for a lot of people, Fallout 2 is the best one, Fallout 3 is the best one, and then there's like a really large group of us that feel like New Vegas is definitely the best one in terms of RPG elements, player choice, things that actually matter and can have an impact on the story, different things like that. Not that the other games don't have stuff like that, but it's on a much smaller scale, in my opinion. Obsidian does it right. They understand. Josh Sawyer, in particular, understands what RPGs are. Like, just Obsidian Entertainment as a whole, like, I think they get it, right? So that's why you're seeing games like Pillars of Eternity, because they love doing stuff like that. And then Tyranny. I mean, what's Tyranny? I think they said something like, you know, the idea is that what if evil did win, and what if evil did take over? So that's the idea with that game, and that could be very interesting. It's probably going to be a very good RPG. So that's why this is exciting. That's why I want to talk about it and let you guys know and get this video out there. I don't know what kind of traction I'm going to get. Maybe a couple hundred views, maybe a couple thousand. I don't really know. Maybe a couple million when it's all said and done. I'm, you know, getting a little too excited. But, you know, I think it's important. I think even if this turns out to be a coincidence, like maybe too much was being said, and I think another friend, Kraken, mentioned something that I didn't catch before, is that he was being a little too buddy-buddy with Bethesda in that interview and didn't want to say too much about Fallout 4, but just enough. Just enough little praise to maybe not have some complaints with the game, because Obsidian is all about player choice and all about those RPG elements. So we were discussing it tonight, me and some other friends, and one friend mentioned that if Obsidian is making this game, if Fallout New Orleans is a real deal, he feels that they will keep the crafting and the building of settlements and such. And I said, hey, I am totally fine with keeping the crafting and the building, but don't force it. Don't make it a part of the quest, side quest, main quest. Just make it something optional that anyone can do if they choose to do that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we can give you a home in this game, or you can go and build one or many all over the wasteland. You know, something like that would be totally fine by me. Either way, even if they throw it in to some of the side quests or even the main quest, hopefully it's not as annoying as it is in Fallout 4. But I would be really excited for Obsidian to be doing another Fallout game. I think that they would give us, I think that they would make up for some of the disappointments that I have with Fallout 4, even though Fallout 4 is still a very good game. Yeah, so just kind of repeating myself on a few things at this point. Again, just trying to get this video out there, and I'm letting you guys know. I will leave a link to that video in the description, so you guys can go and check that out for yourselves. Some of you may have already heard about this. Some of you may or may not care, but I'm putting this video out there. It's important to me, so I wanted to talk about it. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the continued support. It's, you know, again, all of that stuff. It's greatly appreciated, and I just can't thank you guys enough. You guys are awesome. Take it easy. Have a good day. Have a good night. Whenever you see this video, peace.